Today on the show, we are going to be discussing happiness. What is true happiness? What is happiness to you? Not any of this BS woke crap.
Menovation. No, I think true happiness, there's a lot that goes into this.
There is. Well, especially nowadays. It's just like, do what makes you happy.
Right.
You know, and it's even, I think it even goes along the lines of like your truth. What is your truth? All that other crap.
Yeah.
Well, I think when we're talking about happiness, your truth, I think that's okay to some degree.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of things that make people happy. And happy's temporary. You know, happy's not a constant thing.
Joy.
Comes and flow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the things that bugs me is I hear, like, money can't buy you happiness. Or, like, material things can't buy you happiness.
Right.
Which I think that it can. Whenever my
agree.
wife gets a new jacket,
Yeah.
she's happy.
Yeah.
She's happy. It's not
Right.
she's not fulfilled, deep down, but she is got a smile on her face.
It's temporary
Right.
happiness.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
temporary happiness.
Yeah. So is that
Right.
happiness or is that joy?
That's happiness.
Okay.
That's happiness. And happiness and joy are separate.
I think
Sure.
joy is a state of being. Like, you're always joyful.
Okay.
I think happiness is more of a temporary thing. And joy is kind of your character. I feel like, are you generally a joyful person?
Yeah.
Or do you need external circumstances to make you
Yeah.
joyful?
That's true. Well, I
Right.
think people mix up happiness and joy.
Right.
They think that happiness is joy. They think it's like the same thing.
Right.
But it's not, right? Because like you said, happiness it's a temporary
Right.
like emotion. It
Right.
comes and goes. It's really fleeting. But joy is like an underlying way
Right.
of being.
Right.
Regardless of whether you get the jacket, you go out to a nice restaurant, it doesn't matter
Right.
your circumstance.
Sure.
You still have joy, and you're just
Yeah.
living in the moment, enjoying
Right.
life,
Right.
and everything that comes with it.
That's how I
Sure.
feel about it.
Yeah. I'd agree. I think that we have become addicted to being happy. We've become
Yes.
or the world has convinced us that we always need to be happy. When in reality, we're not. You go through seasons, you know.
Right.
But being joyful can be a part of who you are, right? Like how you approach a circumstance. But I mean, I remember, I think it was 2 week ago, whatever, I don't know. There was a day where I was not happy. It was just a shitty day.
Mhm.
Like I felt like I couldn't win at anything. The kids, I just feel like I was constantly frustrated. I was supposed to make a date night for my wife and I forgot to do so. So then we lost the original reservation. It was just like all these things. I was not happy. I was pissed. I was pissed off all day. But normally I would consider myself a fairly joyful, happy
Mhm.
person. So, and I think that because I watch especially a lot of younger people, like they don't know how to deal with disappointment and not being happy, right? They feel that they're depressed. They're all these things. They don't know how to deal with your emotions. But I would definitely agree. I think that there are, like, yeah, you can buy stuff that makes you happy,
Right.
Brings you joy in that moment. But I think there's also a difference between joy and happiness and true meaning and fulfillment in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people confuse what brings you happiness and joy with true meaning and fulfillment, right? Because I think there's just different. There's a lot of things going on here, and I think that it's just one of those broad terms like love,
Right.
Right.
Well, when you say the term true happiness, what is true happiness?
Yeah,
True happiness is joy. That's
Yeah.
really what it is at the end of the day.
Mhm.
It's a deep satisfaction and fulfillment within
Right.
you. And I think true happiness comes from when you are operating the way you're supposed to, the way you were created, in the lane you're supposed to be doing,
I think joy can take you longer than happiness can.
what do you mean take you longer?
It's kind of like eating a fruit versus eating candy,
Mm.
right? Like,
What's sustaining you?
you're right.
Sure.
Like, you get the sugar high and then it just drops you, right? But
Yeah.
if you eat a fruit, it takes you longer.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's joy is something that you develop over time, and you kind of tend to be a joyful person once you figured out how to, what joy is and what brings joy to you.
Sure.
Um, it could be your family, it could be your friendships, it could be your business, whatever it is that you're doing that brings you joy. That'll take you further than happiness, which is typically momentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong, honestly, with not being happy. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of good that can come from that.
Sure.
Because when I think about, my future, when I'm envisioning, what could be and should be in my life
Mhm.
compared to what already is, sometimes I get upset. I'm not happy about that. And that's what drives me to go and make this vision become a
Mhm.
reality.
Mm.
And so I think not being happy can sometimes be a good thing.
Right.
It's a motivator at times.
Right.
Just depends on how you view it and how you harness it.